Hi, I'm Nora. Looking back, I should have seen it coming. The way my stepdad Jason would ruffle Maddie and Tyler's hair but just nod at me. The way he'd showcase their report cards on the fridge but tuck mine away in a drawer with a quick, "Good job." Little things that added up to one big message. You don't really belong here. Earth to Nora, are you listening? Maddie waved her hand in front of my face at breakfast. I blinked, pushing my cereal around. Sorry. What? I said Dad's taking us shopping after school. You coming? Maddie asked, her blonde hair, just like Jason's, falling over her shoulder. Shopping for what? I asked. Tyler, my 12-year-old stepbrother, snickered. You know, stuff. Jason walked in, briefcase in hand. Kids ready for school? Big day today. What's happening today? I asked. Jason checked his watch. Nothing special, just Friday. Bus comes in 10. After school, I came home to an empty house. No note, just silence. I texted Maddie. Where is everyone? 3 dots appeared, disappeared, then. Dad said he texted you. We're getting stuff for the trip. What trip? This time, a longer pause. The cruise? Dad booked it like 2 months ago. My stomach dropped. Cruise? What cruise? I said to the empty kitchen. I called Maddie, who answered on the 4th ring. Hey, can't really talk now. What cruise, Maddie? Nobody told me about any cruise. Hold on, she said, her voice muffled as she pulled away from the phone. I heard her ask, Dad, did you tell Nora about the cruise? Then silence. She came back. Dad said he thought your mom was taking you somewhere this break. Mom's in Colorado with Greg. She won't be back for 2 weeks. My voice shook. She specifically told Jason that when they arranged the custody swap? Oh, another pause. Well, Dad's getting our passports out of the safe. We're leaving tomorrow morning. Tomorrow? For how long? A week? Caribbean cruise. I thought you knew. Jason's voice interrupted in the background. Maddie, let me talk to her. Nora? Jason's voice was businesslike. There seems to be a misunderstanding. This trip is something I planned for a while. Without telling me? It must have slipped through the cracks. Look, you're 16, nearly 17. You'll be fine at the house for a week. There's food in the freezer, and Mrs. Belmont next door can check in. You're leaving me alone for a week while you take Tyler and Maddie on a cruise? Don't be dramatic. It's not like that. Then what's it like? My voice cracked. I've got to go. We'll talk when we get back. The line went dead. I stared at my phone, hands trembling. That's when I called my best friend, Zoe. He's what? She practically shouted into the phone. Taking the Golden Children on a cruise, leaving tomorrow. And you? Apparently I get to house sit. I laughed, but it sounded hollow. That's neglect, Nora, like actual legal neglect. You're a minor. What am I supposed to do? My mom's halfway across the country. Zoe was quiet for a moment. My mom's a mandated reporter, you know, as a teacher. Zoe, no. Zoe, yes, this isn't right, and you know it. I didn't know then that this conversation would change everything. 3 days after Jason and my step-siblings left, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find a woman in a navy blazer and a police officer. Nora Jenkins? The woman asked. Yes? I'm Diana Reeves from Child Protective Services. This is Officer Tanner. May we come in? My heart pounded as I stepped aside. Is something wrong? Diana sat on our couch, notebook in hand. Nora, are you currently staying in this house alone? Yes, my stepdad and step-siblings are on vacation. And how long have they been gone? 3 days. They'll be back in 4 more. Diana nodded, writing something down. And your mother? She's in Colorado with her boyfriend. Work trip plus vacation. Was any adult assigned to check on you? I shrugged. Jason mentioned Mrs. Belmont next door, but she doesn't know they're gone. Officer Tanner frowned. No one's been checking on you? I'm almost 17. I can take care of myself. Diana leaned forward. That's not the issue, Nora. In this state, it's illegal to leave a minor under 18 alone for more than 3 days without proper adult supervision. My phone buzzed. A text from Maddie with a beach selfie. I turned it face down. Is that your stepfather? Diana asked. No, my stepsister. They're on a Caribbean cruise. Diana and Officer Tanner exchanged glances. Nora, we received a report expressing concern about your situation. Can you tell me more about your relationship with your stepfather? For the next hour, I found myself spilling everything. The forgotten birthdays, the family photos where I was positioned on the edge, easily cropped out. The forgetting to include me in vacation plans. He's never hit me or anything, I clarified. Emotional neglect is still neglect, Diana said gently. Have you spoken with him since he left? He texted yesterday. House okay? Diana made another note. What about your step-siblings? Maddie sends beach pictures. Tyler doesn't contact me much. The doorbell rang again. It was Zoe and her mom, Miss Patel. I hope you don't mind, Miss Patel said. Zoe was worried. Diana stood. Miss Patel? I'm Diana Reeves from CPS. Good. I was the one who called, Miss Patel said. This isn't the first time Jason has excluded Nora. It's fine, I started. It's not, Zoe interrupted. Tell them about Thanksgiving, Nora. What happened at Thanksgiving? Diana asked. I stared at the floor. Jason took Maddie and Tyler to their grandparents. Said there wasn't room for me. Where did you go? Officer Tanner asked. I stayed here. Mom was with Greg's family. Miss Patel shook her head. Nora spent it with us after I found out. Diana turned to me. Nora, we need to contact your mother. She'll just say Jason was supposed to be responsible for me. And she'd be right, Miss Patel said. That's how custody agreements work. My phone rang. Jason. I showed Diana. May I? She asked, reaching for the phone. I nodded. Hello, this is Diana Reeves from Child Protective Services. I'm currently with Nora. She walked into the kitchen. Zoe squeezed my hand. You okay? I don't know what I'm doing, I whispered. He's going to be so mad. Good, Zoe said. He should be. Diana returned. Your stepfather says they're cutting their trip short. They'll be back tomorrow night. Great, I muttered. In the meantime, Diana continued, we need to arrange proper supervision. Miss Patel stepped forward. Nora can stay with us tonight. I don't want to cause trouble, I said. Officer Tanner shook his head. You didn't cause this trouble, Nora. Your guardian did. The front door slammed open, making me flinch. Jason stormed in, sunburned and furious. Maddie and Tyler trailed behind, looking uncomfortable. What is the meaning of this? Jason demanded, glaring at me, and then at Diana, who had returned to meet them. Mr. Jenkins, I'm Diana Reeves from Child Protective Services. I know who you are. What I don't understand is why you're in my home harassing my family over a simple misunderstanding. I stood in the living room corner, arms crossed. Was it a misunderstanding when you told me about the cruise? Or when you didn't? Nora, not now, Jason snapped. Actually, Diana interjected, now is precisely the time. You left a 16-year-old alone for what was intended to be a week with no proper adult supervision. She's practically an adult, Jason said dismissively. I'm a minor, I said. One you're legally responsible for. Maddie stepped forward. Dad, you told me you'd arranged for Nora to stay with friends. Jason shot her a look. Stay out of this, Maddie. No, Maddie said, surprising everyone. You lied to me. You said Nora knew about the cruise and chose not to come. Tyler fidgeted with his phone. You told me Nora's mom changed the custody schedule. Jason's face reddened. That's enough. Both of you, upstairs. They can stay, Diana said firmly. In fact, I'd like to speak with them separately. Absolutely not, Jason sputtered. I refuse to allow you to interrogate my children. Like you refused to allow me on your family vacation? I asked quietly. Jason whirled toward me. You ungrateful. He stepped toward me, finger pointed. After everything I've done for you? What have you done for me, Jason? My voice grew stronger. When's the last time you came to one of my events? When have you ever put me on equal footing with Maddie and Tyler? I put a roof over your head. I feed you. And this is how you repay me, by calling the authorities? I called them, came a voice from the doorway. Miss Patel stood there with Officer Tanner. And I'd do it again. Jason's face contorted. You had no right to interfere in my family? You left a child alone for a week, Miss Patel said calmly. That gave me every right. She's not a child, Jason hissed. In the eyes of the law, she is, Diana stated. And you are her legal guardian when she's in your custody. Jason suddenly changed tactics, his voice softening. Look, Nora, I'm sorry if there was a misunderstanding. We can work this out as a family. There was no misunderstanding, I said. You didn't want me there. That's not true. It is true, I shouted, tears finally breaking free. It's always been true. You tolerate me because of Mom, but you've never wanted me as part of your family. Maddie stepped closer. Dad, tell her that's not true. Jason looked trapped. Of course, I care about Nora. The silence that followed spoke volumes. Mr. Jenkins, Diana said. Given the circumstances, I'm recommending temporary removal of Nora from this household while we conduct a full investigation. You can't take my stepdaughter, Jason said, suddenly possessive. Watch me, Diana replied. Jason lunged forward. This is my house! Officer Tanner stepped between us. Sir, I'm going to need you to calm down. Or what? Jason shouted, shoving the officer's shoulder. That's when everything exploded. Physical assault of an officer. My mom's lawyer, Elaine Wright, read from her notes 3 weeks later. Child abandonment, child neglect, falsifying statements to CPS. We sat in Elaine's office, Mom, Greg, Miss Patel, and me. What happens now? Mom asked, squeezing my hand. The DA is pressing charges, Elaine explained. Jason's looking at potential jail time for the assault, plus fines and probation for the child endangerment charges. And custody? Mom asked. The judge has already granted your emergency petition for full custody, Elaine said. Any visitation with Jason would be supervised, but frankly, given his behavior, I don't want to see him, I said firmly. Mom nodded. We're moving back to Colorado permanently. New start. My phone buzzed. Maddie. This would be the 5th call this week. You should talk to her, Miss Patel suggested gently. It's not her fault. I sighed and stepped into the hallway. Hey. Nora! Maddie sounded relieved. You answered. What do you need, Maddie? I just wanted to check on you and to say I'm sorry. Again, I leaned against the wall. You don't need to keep apologizing. I should have realized what Dad was doing. All these years. Her voice cracked. Tyler and I have been talking. We didn't see it. Because you weren't supposed to, I said. You were the real kids. Don't say that, Maddie pleaded. You're my sister. I love you. I closed my eyes. I know you do, Maddie. This isn't about you. Dad wants to talk to you, she said hesitantly. He says he can explain everything. There's nothing to explain. He says he's sorry and wants to make it right. I laughed bitterly. Now he's sorry? Now that there are consequences? People make mistakes. It wasn't a mistake, Maddie. A mistake is forgetting to pick someone up from soccer practice. He systematically excluded me from your family for years. Our family, she corrected. And we're still your family. No, I said quietly. You are. He isn't. He's changing, Nora. The counseling is helping. I'm glad for him, really. But I don't owe him forgiveness. The door to Elaine's office opened and Mom peeked out. Everything okay? I nodded. Maddie, I have to go. We're finalizing some things with the lawyer. Will you at least think about talking to Dad? I've thought about it. The answer is no. Nora, I have to go. Take care of yourself, Maddie. I hung up as we walked out to the parking lot. Was that Maddie? Mom asked. Yeah. She wants me to talk to Jason. Mom shook her head. That's your decision, honey. No pressure either way. Miss Patel gave me a hug. Zoe's devastated you're moving, but she understands. I'll miss her, I said. And you. You saved me. You saved yourself, Miss Patel corrected. You just needed a little backup. Later that evening, as Mom and I packed boxes, my phone rang again, a number I didn't recognize. Hello? Nora, Jason's voice. Please don't hang up. I nearly ended the call, but instead put it on speaker. What do you want? To apologize. What I did was wrong. Which part? Leaving me behind? Lying to my step-siblings about it? Or shoving a police officer? All of it, he said. I was a terrible stepfather to you. Yes, I agreed. You were. But I want to change. I'm getting help. Anger management, family counseling. Good for you, I said, and meant it. Can we start over? He asked. Maybe with supervised visits like the court mentioned? No. A pause. Nora, I'm trying here. And I'm setting boundaries. I'm moving to Colorado with Mom next week. I'm finishing high school there, and I don't want you in my life. You can't just erase years of what, Jason? Being tolerated? Being an afterthought? Being left behind? Silence. That's what I thought, I said. I hope the counseling helps you be better for Maddie and Tyler. They deserve that. And you? I deserve to move on. I ended the call and turned to find Mom watching me, eyes wet with pride. You okay? She asked. I nodded, surprising myself by how much I meant it. Yeah, I think I finally am. Mom smiled. Want to look at those school brochures for Colorado? Actually, yes, I said, realizing the heaviness in my chest had lightened. I'm ready for what's next. Have you ever been the forgotten one in a blended family? The one who was there but not really seen? Tell me your story in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life dramas and how to overcome them.